Hi everyone! So today's video is different from my usual videos. It's a totally sponsored video, and just so you know, I will have my regular Wednesday video up. It'll be a fun one with some fall decorating, and I normally don't do any sponsorships unless I actually truly have a passion about something. And am I ever excited about today's video? Today's sponsorship is with XTool, and most of you probably never heard of them, but they have a pretty amazing laser engraving machine, as you're going to see soon. They sent this XTool P2 laser engraver. So I'll show you how we went about to set up this machine. Not that there's not other ways of doing it, but this was kind of the route that we took. John started out by building a simple table using 2x4s and a piece of plywood. This laser engraver is fairly heavy. I believe it weighs around 100 pounds. So you want your table to be, fairly sturdy, of course. For the legs, John doubled the 2x4s instead of just using a single one. For the top, he used a 3/4 inch MDF plywood, which is a denser plywood. Laser engraving isn't completely new for us. We have a smaller one that we've been using for the past few years and created some product for the Etsy shop. We've been really impressed with, how it worked. But gotta say, this XTool P2 is an upgrade from that. And here's the table all ready to go. When John saw me filming it, he said I shouldn't film too close because he said he slapped that together really quick and it's not perfect, but I think it looks great. Kenny was kind enough to set this one up for us. We had a really busy week and he ended up setting it all up, and it's been so much fun. It's like a big toy out there in the shop to play with. I felt like Kenny could probably better explain some of the things that he was doing here, but he really just wanted me to do the voiceover, so I'll go ahead, probably ask him some of the things that he did here. But overall, he said it was really easy to set up. Kenny said he basically just followed all of the instructions, step by step in the book that came with the engraver. Here he's inspecting everything, just making sure there's no damage to the machine. I guess that happens sometimes, especially with something this heavy, I'm sure. And trust me, we know how things get damaged in the mail with shipping products out all the time. Sometimes you even wonder how it could happen without, purposely damaging a box. A few things that are different from our other laser engraver with this one is it actually has an exhaust. I don't know, is that what you'd call it? It's a flexible pipe that runs out of it that you can direct, out of a window or even set up a vent of some sort. For now, we're just using the window. And it also has a cooling system where you actually add water and antifreeze. You don't have to add the antifreeze if you have it in a heated building where, there's always going to be heat. But we decided to, even though our shop is heated, you never know, sometimes your power goes off or you might not have heat during the winter, and we didn't really want to risk, having it freeze. So here Kenny mixed some water and antifreeze and ran it through. And again, he's just following instructions. It probably looks kind of confusing, but it's really easy if you just follow the step-by-step instructions. Now the fun part of actually putting some product into the machine and seeing what it can do. Here Kenny is using the 3mm basswood sample that was included. He of course had to download a program that is compatible with this machine to work with it. The program is called Creative Space. And what's amazing about this machine is it actually takes a picture of your product that is in the machine, sends it over to the computer, and from there you can drag your image, onto that design exactly where you want it. That's so much different from our old one. That's where we have the biggest issues with the old one, is getting our designs centered onto the products. Either we're just not quite with it, or it's just kind of hard to do. But with this, with that camera and having that image in front of you of the product, it just gives you so much more control of where you want it to be. We've been really amazed with how fast it works and the amazing job that it does. Like, it just burns a sharp, crisp image onto wood. Here's a screen recording of what Kenny made next. Of course, he loves his cars, so here he's dragging an image, onto the wood, which the camera inside the machine had taken a picture of this wood, and now he's just, centering it on here. Of course, this is just a sample. It doesn't have to be in a particular place. He then got the machine to, engrave the image and then cut it out, which is pretty amazing. The laser is actually strong enough that you can set it, for the outline of the car to burn deeper, and it will actually, cut through wood and other materials too. Now, there's tons of videos you can watch online on different materials, what people use, kind of testing to see what all it can cut through. To start out with, at least, we're most interested in working with wood designs. It's kind of hard to see with a fast forward motion, but all of the smoke gets vacuumed out through that pipe, out through the window. It's pretty neat. You don't smell anything while it's working. If you're into this sort of thing, like you enjoy creating and designing things, and you like to see your designs, engraved onto maybe wood or another product, you might want to invest in a laser engraver. They are pretty awesome. This XTool, it's amazing what all it can do. And of course, we watched a lot of videos of other people setting up these machines and using them. That way, we were more familiar with when it came to, setting up our own here. We did try a few other things, like a few other materials, and what we had didn't really work the best. It wasn't the laser's fault, it was just the product. We went with like a faux leather or a vinyl little tape measures, and those they weren't the color that we wanted them to be. The design didn't turn out quite like we had envisioned. I think if you were to use, true leather, which we do have that in mind for the future, that would actually burn a much nicer image, in real leather. And of course, we're probably going to add some new product to the Etsy shop. A few of these products turned out really great, and I definitely want to have them available on the Etsy shop. And I'd also love to do some custom work if you have a favorite, scripture or a, monogram or something you'd want to see on a coaster or a stool, a little sign or something. Want to have that available. Just lots of fun and so much you can do with it. With some of the engraving, you get kind of a smudge out around your image, and we discovered rubbing alcohol works great to wipe that off. I think my favorite product of all has to be this little stool. I think it turned out so cute. It's definitely something I want to see in the Etsy shop in the future. We experimented with a lot of different things and didn't get videos of quite everything, but I'll go ahead and show you the final results of some of them. I also love how these slate coasters turned out. I guess I didn't really mention, but slate was the other material that we tried out, and it turned out great. I'll definitely be using these coasters. We don't really have any right now in the living room. I also love how the paintbrush turned out. We're just super excited about all of these products. I mean, some of the fine details in these car logos, I'm not sure does a camera pick it up, but it's pretty amazing. Thanks to XTool for sponsoring today's video. And in case you're wondering, which you can always look it up too, I'll have links down below in the description box, but this machine runs right around $5,000, which if you're looking for something that you want to use to maybe start a small business with, that's a really fair investment, I think. It's amazing what all can be done with a machine like this. I've watched lots of videos of people and what they do with it, And a lot of people might be into maybe creating things for businesses that the business would give their customers or their employees for Christmas with their, logo on it. And of course, there's always Etsy shops starting up with product like this or another online platform. Thanks for following along as we showed you kind of how this XTool P2 machine works. Hopefully it was interesting to you. I will see you in the next video. Bye.